The beautiful thing here is that you can pay yourself an acquisition fee. You can use this money to have reserves, and you can eliminate the cash flow constraint to buying real estate. Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Alex. I'm a real estate investor, and I want to make these videos to share with you the things I'm learning, the challenges I'm overcoming, the struggles I'm having, with the intention that you guys use this information to accelerate your own journey, and hopefully you can avoid a lot of the pitfalls that I've fallen into. So, without further ado, let's get into it. This is a duplex I just bought, so getting paid to buy a duplex. It's kind of an interesting deal. Wanted to give you guys the deal deep dive and explain how it all went down. So let's do it. So the deal overview, it's pretty simple. It was in Dubuque, Iowa, which is my main market. If you're sending out deals, I'm also a buyer in Southwest Florida and Augusta, Georgia. But it was an off-market deal that I did off-market lead generation to get. I ended up buying it on a land contract, and I'm just going to make it into a long-term rental. So starting off, how I found the deal, getting more into the specifics here. Like I've said in the past, generating off-market real estate leads is not really that complicated. Step one, get a list of people that might need your help. Step two, get their contact information. And step three, just ask them if you can help. So specifically, my list of people who might need my help, I believe I pulled a list of tired landlords, which is just a search parameter. It's absentee owner, they've owned it for X number of years, maybe they have multiple properties, that sort of thing. So tired landlords, I do a lot of deals with tired landlords, so I really like that list. How I found their contact information, I used batch skip tracing, which is just a website. There's a billion different skip tracing websites where you can essentially just upload your data and it'll get you phone numbers for those people. And then my outreach method, how I just asked them if I could help, is just cold call. I believe on this one I hand dialed them all too, just with my cell phone. Just picked it up and started grinding. Like I was saying, my list was tired landlords. I got that from Batch Leads, and I'm pretty sure I got it off the free trial, so I'm pretty sure this is a free list. If you're looking for your own list, you could do the same thing. Just get pull lists on your free trial. I also have lots of data, especially if you're looking to buy in Dubuque or partner, hit me up. I'll give you my data for free, because otherwise data is usually like 10 cents or so a record and then 12 to 15 cents to skip trace it. So it can get pricey for sure, so I would leverage your free resources first and reach out to others who've already paid for the data. So hit me up. My outreach method, like I was saying, cold calling, and I did hand dial them with my cell phone, which is pretty much a grind. If you have the money, I definitely would recommend just getting a dialer. You can do a cell phone if you literally have no money. Maybe even a better choice would be Google Voice. It's free and it's a little bit faster. But if you do have the $100 or $120 a month, I would get a triple line dialer. It's going to totally be a massive time saver, and you're going to spend way more time talking to people who are actually trying to sell instead of just constant wrong numbers, voicemails, because a triple line dialer basically calls 3 numbers at once, and if somebody answers, it just drops the other 2. So massive time saver there. How we structured the deal, this one was a land contract. So basically a land contract is just an installment sale. Say instead of just doing like a cash offer where I bring one lump sum of cash to the table and then he gives me the deed, instead it's just an agreement saying, hey, here, I'm going to pay you over time to get your price. And this is really cool because it has lots of different advantages, right? So when you're just doing a cash offer, it's kind of like one negotiating point that you're both fighting on, right? He wants the price higher, I want the price lower. But with a land contract or any other creative financing solution, there's so many different variables. It's kind of cool. Like, I can be flexible on price if you give me the down payment, monthly payment balloon I need, right? So that's essentially what happened here, right? So I was able to go up on purchase price because he gave me a pretty reasonable down payment, monthly payment, and a pretty long balloon too. I think it was a 20-year. So worked out pretty well. Like I said, the down payment we negotiated was $5,000. And on top of that, it was already rented, right? It's not like I needed to immediately renovate or anything like that, so that's pretty nice. Then also you close on the deal, and then you get first month's rent from both tenants and security deposit. So it's going to take a big chunk of your down payment to get paid back right there. So I get this question all the time, like, why would a seller ever do that deal with you? Like, why would anyone ever take payments? Why would they not just want a cash sale? And there's lots of reasons for sure. So number one, I would say, is because you're solving a problem, and that's your job to go identify that problem, to provide a solution for that problem, right? So the problem, it could be multiple as well, right? So maybe problem number one is taxes, right? So if you get a big chunk of money at once, the government wants a big chunk of that money. Instead, when you spread that money out over time, you're going to get taxed much, much less, right? Because you're only taxed on the amount you receive. And like on top of that, the first X dollars of capital gains tax is zero, right, until you break the threshold. So it's a great way to reduce the taxes you owe. It's another great way to get an increased purchase price, right? So if he wants more money, this is one way that can do that. That's a problem, and I can solve that. He didn't want to manage it anymore, so he had a successful business. He was selling off all his rentals. This was actually his last one, and it was just not a good use of his time anymore. He didn't want to continue to manage these tenants. So I basically was here to buy that from him. That's another problem I was solving. And also time. Like I was saying, he had a successful business that was taking up a lot of his time. He wanted this to be an easy, smooth transition. Like, he didn't want this to have to, go through real estate agents and showings and buyer concessions and buyer financing falling apart. Like, he just wanted this to be simple, efficient, just somebody handle it for me, right? So that was another problem I was solving for him. Another reason that sellers probably are not doing this for you is because you're not making a friend, right? So Caroline Kane always says, friends get deals, everyone else gets retail. So no one is ever going to sell unconventionally to you, like creatively, if you're just like, if there's no human connection there, if there's no trust, if there's no rapport, if you haven't shown that you're credible and reliable, like, no one's going to do that for you. So that is super, super key. Like, me and the seller have developed a great relationship. I can call him anytime, and we can joke around. Like, I'm pretty proud of that relationship I've built with him. So that is a major, major reason that a lot of you guys are skipping. So make sure to make a friend. And then another reason the seller did this deal with me, a little backstory on the drama on this deal. I'd actually first contacted this seller like 16 months ago and basically set up this whole deal, but for the last roughly 16 months, this attorney's been blowing up this deal. And doing their damnedest, I'm pretty sure, to make sure it didn't close, but it finally did close. So basically it's been 16 months of me following up. I was consistent, and it was actually, I went back and counted, it was about 75 different touches, which is crazy. But the average real estate deal takes 13 touches on average, which is a lot. That's significant. That's 13 follow-ups, right? Think about that. But this was actually 75. So the fact that I was able to show that I was consistent and unrelenting and reliable and disciplined, and I continued to follow up even when it was a grind, even when I didn't want to, that was another major reason that this deal got done. Because if it wasn't me following up, literally 75 different times, this deal never would have got done, right? And that's just such a major takeaway that I want all you guys to really embody, right? The fortune truly is in the follow-up. 99% of your deals are going to come from follow-ups, right? So, I'm sure there's some savages out there that are getting all these one-call closes, and that's fantastic if that's you, but for 99% of people, like, it's going to be follow-up. It's going to be showing them you're credible, showing them you're consistent. And the beautiful thing, though, is that pretty much none of your competition is following up. So I'm frequently complimented on my ability to follow up, right? When I'm talking to these sellers, like, yeah, you guys are the only ones that actually follow up with me. So it really does just blow my mind, because it's not like a skill thing. It's just like a decision. So it's easy for you to make that same decision, that I'm going to be a person that's consistent and follows up when they say they're going to follow up. And I'm going to do the follow-up even though it's boring and it's a grind and it's not exciting and it's not sexy. But it is where the deals happen. So make sure to follow up. So getting paid to buy the real estate, that's the exciting part, right? So in order to get paid to buy real estate, this is the way I did it. There's a couple other simple ways to do it, but on this particular deal, step one is you got to go get a good deal. You have to flex your real estate acquisition skills. you need to find a property that has a pretty low entry fee and a property that does pump out cash. So on this particular deal, the entry fee was essentially about $6,000, and your entry fee is literally every single penny it takes to get into the deal and then to get it up to operating capacity, up to the point where it's pumping out money to you. And this one is pretty cheap, the $5,000 down payment, and then it was essentially just closing costs and some other miscellaneous nonsense. There was really no renovation because it was already rented, both sides and everything. It was fine. So pretty low entry fee on this one, about $6,000. And then the key there is then you just go raise money more than the entry fee, right? And then you get to keep the difference. So the beautiful thing here is that you can pay yourself an acquisition fee. You can use this money to have reserves, and you can eliminate the cash flow constraint to buying real estate. So that's really the cool thing. Essentially, how it works is I went out and raised the $10,000, and now I'm paying my private money lender monthly interest only payments, right? So it works out great for them. They get a super passive income, investment that's secured by real estate, and they just get a check from me every single month. They don't have to do a single thing. They don't have to worry about the stock market going up and down and crashing and being crazy. It's literally just a straight line up on their investment. So my private money lender's happy. I'm happy. It kind of is a crazy idea because, like I said, you can eliminate the cash flow constraint to buying real estate. So my previous mindset was, okay, I need to go have a whole bunch of money and then save a whole bunch of money and then I can buy real estate, right? And that's a really slow and terrible way to buy real estate. So instead, if you get a good deal and you can raise the money, then now money is not something that's stopping you. Now the next constraint that is preventing you from buying real estate is your ability to find good off-market deals and your ability to raise capital. So, but the cool thing about that though is both of those are like input-output equations. So I can scale up and down my inputs and get more or less off-market real estate deals or more or less capital. So that is pretty cool. That's another major advantage of being able to do this. My exit strategy on this one is pretty simple. It's just a duplex, so it's just going to burr it, right? So if you're familiar with buy, renovate, rent, refinance, repeat, so it's kind of a cool strategy because you can go out, buy a property, and then basically fix it up and refinance, get all your cash back. The cool thing about mixing this with creative finance is that your entry fee can be much lower, so you can kind of supercharge this strategy. And in this particular one, like I have such a long term, like I have like a 20-year term, so I really don't have to refinance for a long time, but eventually that is what I'll do. So the lessons learned here, a cool mindset shift is that you actually can get paid to buy real estate. It seems so foreign. It seems like, oh, I need to save up a whole bunch of money and count my pennies and put 20% down on a property and then go save up for the renovation too, but that's totally not true. That's not reality, and I'm thankful that the more I do this, the more clearly I see reality. And I can actually realize that I can get paid to buy real estate, but it's kind of up to me. Other stuff I learned, obviously relationships are super key. Like this deal would never have happened if I didn't have that good of a relationship with the seller. Follow up. This deal would have never ever happened if I wanted to follow it up like an absolute robot, like a sociopath. So definitely you have to follow up. You have to build that credibility, show them that you are reliable, that you are consistent, that you're going to perform. Show them the type of human you are, right? So nobody's going to want to do this non-conventional sale with some like person who's like super flaky and doesn't do what they say they're going to do. Like no one's going to do that, right? So show them that you are consistent. And then it's always like a mindset shift, like I was just saying. You don't need money to buy real estate. That is an absolute myth. That is something I have believed for far too long, and just constantly working to break that in my own mind. And then, it's not about the money. It's about your effort, skills, and discipline, which all those things I can work to improve, right? So that's kind of the beautiful thing here. There's no cap, which is amazing. So that is what I got for you guys. That's how I got paid to buy this most recent duplex. And let me know what other stuff you guys are interested in. I did buy another duplex. I'll probably do a video on that. And yeah, drop a comment, drop a like, subscribe, and let me know what you want to see on the next one. Thanks.